Hey, with the latest iPad Pro lineup released, I believe it's the perfect time to run through the history of this iPad product line, starting from the original professional tablet and its biggest features, improvements through years, all the way till now with a few hints of what we may expect in the future starting from the next year. Before we continue, please answer in a comment below. What was your first iPad or any other tablet that you ever owned? Hi friends and welcome to Digitalna channel. I'm your host Marco and this is your dose of Apple news, leaked information, tech rumors and reviews. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment below, hit the like button and don't forget to enable all notifications so you don't miss the next video. Once again, this one is powered by MOFT. Check out their iPad, iPhone and MacBook accessories. Get a discount via Digitalna channel. The link is in the description and in a pinned comment. If you want to know more about the evolution of the entry-level iPad, feel free to check that out in one of my previous videos. It was November 11, 2015 when the first ever iPad Pro was released. In that moment, the biggest tablet with 12.9-inch screen diagonal. It was powered by Apple's A9X dual-core processor made in 16nm process. The top speed of its twister cores was 2.26 GHz. This professional iPad was the first Apple tablet that arrived with 4 gigs of system memory. Apple at that time relied on Power VR graphics. This 7th gen graphics featured 12 GPU cores capable of topping 650 MHz. Beside amazing performance, which was, at least according to Cupertino Giant, superior than 80 or 90% of portable PCs sold at that time, the biggest selling point of original iPad for professionals was its stunning display. 12.9-inch Retina with 264 ppi with maximal brightness of 400 nits and screen refresh rate up to 120 Hz was insane. Paired with quad speaker system that intelligently balances frequencies according to the position in which it's held. The original iPad Pro used 8-megapixel camera, while on the front it had 1.2-megapixel shooter. The introduction of original iPad Pro brought unique Apple accessories, smart keyboard thanks to its new magnetic connector, and the first generation Apple Pencil. 2015 professional iPad was priced $799 for a base version with 32 gigs of storage. You could, however, opt for 128 and 256 gigs option. On March 2016, Apple went in another direction and showcased another iPad Pro, but this time in more traditional size in that time, 9.7-inch screen. A9X chip has proven to be still very capable, even 1 year later, so there was no need for a change. And such a smaller screen real estate allowed Apple to make cuts on memory, so they've downgraded from 4 GB of RAM to 2. 2016 iPad Pro brought 12-megapixel sensor with a flash and 4K recording capability. Front-facing shooter has also been updated to 5-megapixel Full HD capable. Display may have been smaller and without higher refresh rate, but it had same pixel count, and contrary to original iPad Pro, it arrived with True Tone technology, and beside that, ultra-wide P3 color gamut and higher brightness of 500 nits. Yet it wouldn't be an Apple product if there weren't some controversies. There was one more aspect where 2015 iPad Pro was still ahead beside bigger display and more memory. Its Lightning connector supported translated data at speeds of USB 3, yet the smaller professional tablet couldn't move beyond USB 2 speeds. 2016 iPad Pro arrived in similar colors as its bigger cousin, with one extra option which included rose gold. Similarly, as in 2015, iPad was available in 32, 128 and 256 gigs storage configurations, with the base price of $599. Just a year after, in June, Cupertino Giant decided to refresh both iPad Pro models with another 12.9-inch version and all-new 10.5-inch variant, which replaced the one with 9.7-inch display diagonal. For start, 2017 iPad Pro lineup, beside differences in size and display resolutions, both supported higher screen refresh rate, as well as capability of reaching 600 nits of peak brightness. At the core of this new iteration was 10nm A10X Fusion chip, a 6-core CPU with 3 high-performance and 3 power-efficiency ones, divided into 2 clusters. And guess why it was called Fusion? Its maximum CPU clock speeds were 2.38 GHz, while maximum frequency of 12 GPU cores was 1 GHz. Both 2017 Pro iPads featured 4 GB of memory, while storage configurations have been slightly modified with 64 GB, 256 and 512 storage options. The cameras have also been upgraded on the entire lineup. New 12-megapixel shooter with dual-tone flash at the back, while 7-megapixel camera at the front. Base price for 10.5-inch variant was $649, while you had to spare $799 for the bigger model minimum. Fun fact, 12.9-inch model still wasn't available in rose gold. 2018 was a huge year for the iPad Pro development. Featuring all new design with edge-to-edge display and home button removed, it was the biggest step ever for the iPad. With 12.9 and 11-inch diagonals, liquid retina displays with round corners and 10 all-around bezels, it looked like they'd been stolen from the future. New form factor followed sharp edge design line with 3-pin smart connector located at the back, while the new magnetic connector has appeared on the side, designed specifically to carry and charge all new 2nd-gen pencil. Bluetooth was finally upgraded to 5th generation, while Lightning port was replaced for the first time ever on the iPad with USB-C 3.1 port. This allowed an iPad to connect to other accessories and devices. As far as security goes, the Touch ID has been succeeded by Apple's Face ID, something that was featured first on the iPhone X. Apple in this case opted to remove all color variants except for silver and space gray. Storage configurations have remained the same, although 1TB option has been added, which also included 6 GB of RAM comparable to all other models that were available with 4 GB. Yet the biggest star of this iPad Pro release was its new 7nm A12X Bionic chip with 8 CPU cores, 4 high performance and 4 used for less demanding tasks. Capable of hitting 2.5 GHz speed along with its 7 graphics cores, A12X is still a processor to beat. Believe me, I have one. Starting price for 11-inch model was $799, while minimal price for its bigger counterpart was $999. 2 years ago, on March 2020, Apple released new professional iPads via press release, and no wonder why, because differences weren't as big. Displays were identical, its design and even chip kindly renamed A12Z with just one extra graphics core unlocked. However, 64 GB storage has been swapped for 128 GB of starting configuration. 4 GB of RAM have now been lifted to 6 GB across the board. As expected, speakers and microphones were improved, while Apple this time included 18 watts fast charging brick. The biggest visual change on this lineup was its rear camera setup, which along with a wide 12-megapixel shooter now included 10-megapixel ultra-wide camera and LiDAR sensor. Literally everything else remained the same, even prices, although as I've said, with twice as much base storage. Apple used this opportunity to introduce its new accessory, Magic Keyboard, which included the trackpad for the iPad. On April 2021, Apple had a bit different approach. Comparable to 11-inch model, which was offered with standard LCD, 12.9-inch iPad Pro featured Liquid Retina XDR mini LED display, capable of hitting 1600 nits of peak brightness. All of this resulted in the price jump of the bigger version, so instead of $999 base price, it went to $1099. 11-inch iPad Pro remained on $799 starting mark. In almost every other aspect, these professional iPads were the same. USB-C Thunderbolt and jump from 4 GB to 5 GB support were great upgrades. But the most important one was the arrival of the new Apple desktop class silicon, the M1. This chip is made in 5nm process with 8 CPU cores and 8 GPU ones. Its maximum CPU frequency is 3.2 GHz, while graphics can top 1.3 GHz. performance. Apple's M1 processor not only has twice as much L2 cache, but also brings up to 16 gigs of unified system memory, which is insane. Both iPad Pro models are offered with 8 gigabytes of memory, while 16 gigs options are only available to those that choose 1 or 2 terabyte storage configuration. On October 2022, Apple introduced the latest iteration of the iPads for professionals. At the core of these tablet juggernauts, we got M2 chips, quite similar to its predecessor in terms of CPU cores, although a bit faster with up to 3.5 GHz clock frequency. The biggest advantage of this new processor are its 10 graphics cores and faster memory. 8 and 16 gigs memory options have remained, while 24 gigs of memory is still not available for iPad, regardless if M2 supports it. Other than that, the M2 brings more cache too. If we compare this year's lineup to the one from previous year, and according to all that we saw, there are not many differences, which is why Apple chosen to introduce them via press release. We got identical design and display sizes, mini LED didn't land on 11-inch model, and so on. Although Apple did enable something called hover feature, which makes sense to anyone that relies on Apple Pencil. As far as other internal goes, iPad Pro did bring Bluetooth 5.3 support and something that should be Wi-Fi 6E. Luckily, the prices have remained the same as with previous generation. In any case, the iPad Pro has been playing an important role for Apple all this time. Will there be professional iPads next year? We can only speculate. We've heard recently how Cupertino Giant is considering huge 6-inch model for 2023. M3 with more memory options would be a great upgrade. Better rare 48 megapixel camera as the one on the existing flagship Pro iPhones would be nice improvement too, while relocating from facing shooter to the side as seen on the iPad 10 would be the step that we should definitely expect. Would that mean redesign of the pencil and its wireless charging mechanism? We will see. The way it's built right now makes things a bit complicated. As far as OLED and eventually punch hole display design, we may have to wait for 2024. In any case, even if it may appear slow, step by step Apple is turning its iPad into truly special product category, which has all the hardware power and potential in the world to make you dump your laptop. Will that happen? It depends on Apple's decision, in which direction the iPad OS will go, as well as third-party developers. Recent sketchy rumor suggests how Apple is already testing new, kinda limited version of the Mac OS only for the iPad. I believe we will know more soon, but till then that would be all. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching Digitalna channel. My name is Marko, talk to you soon, have an excellent day, bye.